Welcome back to WRPL. It's the podcast where we talk about all the things we were watching, reading, playing, and listening to. My name's Ben.
And I'm Steve.
Welcome back, Steve. Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
I guess this is our Halloween episode because
Sure.
It's the 26th and we're not going to see each other for another 7 days. So happy Halloween. I know you watched like tons of spooky things to prepare for this very specifically themed episode.
I did. And I'll only talk about one of them.
Okay, well, good. Save it up. Let's start with oh yeah, Nick's here. Hey, welcome, Nick.
Hi.
So let's start with a roll.
12. Not terrible.
All right,
not terrible.
Right. Nick.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, Nick could go.
I'll take the one he just did.
Nah, it's got to be your flesh.
Oh, 18.
Hey, oh, wow. Good thing it doesn't matter. 7.
18.
Oh, okay. I think we do roll pretty good when Nick is here. So. Yeah. Awesome. Well, I have no news. Did you watch any trailers? Did anybody die? Anything big happen that you want to bring to the table?
Ooh, no.
Okay, cool. Let's just get on to stuff. Steve doesn't have jack shit. I got a few things. I have a theme. Oh, our main topic today is Shelby Oaks, and we'll get to that. Let's get to some other things. The theme of all my stuff is like kind of disappointment. I don't bring any gold to the table today. So I'll start quickly with Gen V Season 2 is done now. All in all, it's a good season. I like this show. I like these characters, but it feels like it really was hampered by the death of one character in real life and having to rework things. There's a lot of, we got to go stop this person. And then, now that we did that, we can never go back to school. And then bad guy says, well, you could come back to school if you do X, Y, and Z. Okay, we'll come back. But now we got to go help this person. Oh, crap. Now we got caught and we're thrown in the super jail. How are we going to get out of here? Oh, I guess we found a way out. We'll never be able to go back to school. You could come back to school if you do this one thing. It just feels like it's a lot of back and forth or very WB kind of situations. But there's also a dude who, has a black hole in his butt. So good kind of like there's a lot of mix matching with the boys. I think if you don't watch this, some things maybe in the next season may not make a lot of sense. One thing I find kind of weird or funny is the main bad guy was Hamish Linklater, everyone's favorite guy from so many things. He ends up, spoilers, I don't know if you guys care. Do you care? Okay. He ends up not being the main bad guy. Mm-hmm. It's freaking the dude from Wicked, Ariana Grande's boyfriend, who was SpongeBob in that.
Oh, play. Really? Okay.
He shows up, and you instantly kind of find it funny because he's not nearly as threatening. He does very threatening, fucked up shit, but it's just like, oh, what a step down. So that was weird. Nick, you're still eating, so I'll go do another one real quick. I watched A House of Dynamite on Netflix.
I have.
You got that? Okay. Well, we could both talk about this. Directed by Catherine Bigelow. She's very big on government and military stuff. With Hurt Locker and the Bin Laden movie. What's that called?
Zero Dark 30.
Thank you. There's a couple other ones in there as well. Pretty much a story of, hey, a nuke gets launched and we got to stop it. And it's told from like 17 different perspectives. And that first half hour, pretty interesting, pretty gripping. You get to see them trying to stop it with this missile. And then when that fails, what are we going to do next? And you're into it, and the nuke, it's going to hit Chicago, and then let's go back a couple of hours. Let's see it from the perspective of these people. Some of them you see through the screen or talk to, and then we go through all the stuff again, and then the nuke, it's coming, and is it gonna? Now let's go back once again and tell it from another perspective. And by then, I was out. I was so bored. I've seen this whole story play out twice now. And I get to see the president, because whenever you see him on the screen, his camera is blacked out. So it's like, who's the president? It's Idris Elba. Like, that's not enough to get me excited to watch this next half. I started scrolling on my phone by the last quarter. Really repetitive. gripping for the first bit, but it gets so repetitive that I checked out. I give it a D+ because acting's good. I'm sure compiling all this was very tough and the edit is really good, but I did not care. It's like, wow, this could happen. Like, yeah, any fucking nuclear, sum of all fears and all that stuff could happen, but it doesn't make it like good. So yeah, thumbs down.
I did not love it. I wouldn't say I hated it as much or disliked as much as you did, but I definitely didn't love it. I also was kind of checking out as we got to like the third, rewind and reset from a different perspective. But I would say yes, it starts pretty gripping. I don't like. There is something interesting, especially in this day and age. I think the time that we're in, about hey, this is the idea of this movie. What if we had a missile with a warhead on it launched at us, and we don't know where it came from, and you have 20 minutes or 18? Was it 18?
19, 20? I think.
Yeah, whatever minutes to figure out what are we gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I do like that how realistic it is that like it doesn't hold your hand with like terms other than when it brings it up on the screen.
So many acronyms.
So there's a lot of stuff in there that thankfully some of stuff I've read recently has helped me with some of the things that they said. But it was also like I like that because you can kind of understand what they're saying, but there's a little times where you're just like, man, there's like some real, like you said, acronyms, terminology that they got to use in this department, whatever. But yeah, there is something cool about seeing how we would hypothetically react in that scenario, which is very possible.
But once they fail at knocking it out and the hit is inevitable, like cool, let's have the nuke hit. How do these departments deal with it now? And I thought that's what we're getting to. Like, we'll jump to some of these other people because now FEMA's going to play a bigger part because this is a huge not natural disaster, but a huge disaster. What's going to happen? Like, you don't get to see that mushroom cloud. You don't get to see Chicago get exploded. It ends with, like, pretty much the president saying, we're going to move on other people because they see that we failed at this, so now they're mobilizing. Like, well, we got to do the first strike because we'll look weak. But now the president's up, like, oh shit, if I strike first and they were never going to strike us, we're bad. But
we don't really even get to see him really finally decide either.
You can infer that he did say, yes, let's do a strike. You see some planes going and everyone's running to a bunker or whatever. But, like, it's not satisfying enough. No. It is such a tease. It's just blue balling you the entire time.
Yeah, I can definitely, like, I definitely was like, what, it's over? And it definitely felt unsatisfying. I'm not saying I hated it, but the ending, but I could see a lot of people feeling very unfulfilled.
Yeah. Stuff like the Bradley Whitford thing where he realized my wife and daughter are in Chicago and he's about to get on a plane at the helicopter at the White House and he just goes nah and just takes a head dive off the White House. Yeah, that's kind of cool. That's engaging, but there's like not enough of that stuff.
Even up until that moment, I feel like the audience isn't entirely sure what's going to happen. So I was just like, man, he really was just like, this is definitely going to happen. There's no way I'm getting away out of this. I'm going to jump. I don't know. That just was kind of like, It was kind of shocking to see, but it wasn't like, I don't know. It wasn't that effective to me. But the Idris Elba thing was funny because the whole movie, I thought that was going to be Keith David. Based on, and like, I was
Rick and Morty, sort of.
That's what and it kind of sounded like him too. And then when it was Idris Elba, I was surprised. And then funny enough, like Keith David we see in another movie that we're going to talk about. Then I was just like, dang, I haven't seen Keith David in a while. And I just literally watched both of those movies today. So that was like really funny to me. But yeah, I think it's fine. I like her other movies better. A little unsatisfying. Sure. Scary concept. It's almost like a Don't Look Up if you took all the humor out of it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Or even like Leave the World Behind, but not nearly as good and only from the perspective of like the Capitol. But yeah, it's the worst of those three. So yeah.
All right, Steve, you got something to say?
Did you guys ever see Vantage Point?
Yeah,
what it is.
With
Matthew Fox. Yeah, I never saw it, but I know it was like that was a movie where there was an explosion, and then you saw it from the perspective of a bunch of different people. Did you like that movie?
I remember liking it, but not loving the ending because wasn't there like there's a secret mole, and it was actually this person who you thought was good, but they're actually bad? Wasn't there some twist to that?
I think so, but once again, I didn't see it. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was working at the theater at the time, and I think that was a January release. So it was one of those dumped in theaters. Nobody gave a shit, but when you get free movies, you see everything.
Yeah.
But that's one of those.
That was like peak Matthew Fox times. Like Lost was still on the air.
Trying to make him into something. And just, like the last thing I saw Matthew Fox in was the Tyler Perry movie. Where
Alex Cross.
Alex Cross, yeah. I didn't realize. I think it's like Kiss the Girls or Along Came the Spider are also Alex Cross stories.
Yeah.
It's like this is a character like I just said Sum of All Fears, the Jack Ryan that's been like recast a bunch of times. Like I didn't realize that, but anyhow, Vantage Point, like the perfect Walmart $5 bin. Whoa. Everything just like dropped out and it wasn't recording at all, and then it came back in. So I don't know if it caught the last of my sentence there, but whatever. Edit. I only have one other thing before our main thing, so Nick, it's all you.
Okay. Damn. Okay, well then I'm not gonna talk about all this shit.
Okay, give us the good shit.
Well, actually, two of them are just like. Okay, so one, like I went and saw Tron and the DBox thing, and I told you about it, and I posted about it. I just wanted to say
Tron Ares to be
Tron Ares, that it's pretty cool. But the only thing I want to say is I found out from people online that it's not the same as 40X. So 40X, you literally the seat moves on like I guess a mini track or something. Like it literally can move around, and then also like they add like sense things into it. I thought this was minus the senses. Like I thought the seat was going to move. It doesn't really. I think it moves forward up and like that, like back and forth. But then there's a vibration like motor or something under it that uses the level of vibration and the location of the vibration to make it seem like your like it simulates you're moving.
Okay.
So like for instance, if there was like a bike, sliding, the vibration will go from this side to that side.
Okay. And this is at the mall theater.
Yeah.
And this must be new because they've always had the 4D.
I don't know how new it is. I just know when I was looking up times.
Or the XD is what they had.
And this was in that too. I saw it in XD, 3D, DBox. Yeah, like so they have designated DBox seats in certain theaters.
It's not the whole theater.
No, certain seats. Yeah, so like if you go and you pick like a regular time for that time, and there's DBox in there, all the DBoxes are blacked out when you try to buy them. So,
okay,
but
is it like the best seats in the house? Are they?
Yeah, they're like right in the middle.
Okay,
so but yeah, I don't want to talk about it too much. I was gonna say I do recommend it. It's expensive, especially for us since we have passes. Yeah. So I did go during discount day just to alleviate.
How much was that on discount day?
It ended up being like $16.50 for all those formats.
Wow.
Which I think is pretty good though.
I know, but like that's on discount day. Yeah. What was it like 24?
Well,
normally?
3D. Yeah. Oh yeah. And those 40X tickets too are just as much. So yeah.
I don't think I don't know how people do that regularly. Like family of four, and
on a regular day too.
And then they're getting snacks on top of it. At our theater, we had that family that would come, and everybody would get their own pizza, their own large drink, their own candy. Some would get nachos, some would get, and like, Jesus, you are here 3 days out of the week, and you guys see everything, and you eat this amount of food every single time. What do you do for a living? Because you're spending $150 every single time you get there. That's insane.
Crazy. But yeah, I do recommend it. Sounds like you don't care. You'll never do it, but
it has to be.
Well, I will say if you want to do 40X ever, which sounds similar, maybe even better, I don't know, that you can use your pass towards it. So but the closest one is so you got to make a day out of it. Yeah. But you still got to pay. It's just you're paying the upcharge fee, which I don't remember how much it is, but you do have to pay that.
And that's fine. I can deal with that. I mean, you have to pay the gas getting there.
That's why I haven't done it. And I wanted to do that with Tron, and when I saw that they had DBox there, I was just like, you know what? it's cheaper. Like I don't need to go all the way up that far. So.
Yeah. And it's like half the time I don't even want to drive up to let alone.
Don't you usually not say
words? Oh, I'll bleep them.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Anyway, it's cool. So another quick thing I don't really want to talk about too much. I did talk to you about it a little bit. I did watch Showgirls for the first time.
Okay. Hilarious.
Yeah, it's very interesting movie. Very over
that
the
sex
top.
Scene is so funny.
Really, really ridiculous.
Flopping fish.
Old movie, so I don't want to talk about too much. I thought it was fine, but I will say two things. I watched it. I got a copy from Vinegar Syndrome, and this incredible looking.
Oh, okay.
They just knocked it out of the park. Like, this movie looks amazing.
Paul Verhoeven, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Crazy, weird entry in his filmography. Yeah.
Starship Troopers and Showgirls. Yeah. So bizarre.
Only thing I wanted to bring up about it was never really thought much about Elizabeth Berkley. I watched Saved by the Bell growing up, but not as much probably as you. It was a tiny bit before my time, but I still had seen a lot of it. So I just wanted to ask you, because I asked my mom about it and she hadn't seen it before, but you having lived through it, especially as a young boy at the time.
Oh, yeah. I think I was 13, 14 at the time. Yeah. Jesse Spano? Hell yeah.
Because, and I'll show you guys too. She looks, and especially in that movie, she looks like this girl that I used to work with.
Okay.
So much. But the girl I used to work with was black.
Oh.
But she looks like her so much. Like I'll show you and see if you agree.
All right. We'll post a picture of her for the audience now.
Yeah. But I was just going to ask you, how crazy, because I did Google it after, and I can tell it was a big deal, but it's insane to me. And how crazy was it to you for her to basically go from Saved by the Bell playing like a high school girl to that?
That's
insane career choice.
I may be mixing my memories up, but there was a time when my buddy, his mom bought a second house to raise foster kids. That's how she made her money. And so we would go up on the weekend and stay in this house with like no furniture, one TV, and we would just have the house to ourselves. It's the first place I ever smoked a cigarette in, and we would just like buy tons of garbage to eat. And there was a movie theater right down the street. And I remember like, hey, let's see Showgirls. And like, no.
Theaters, that's crazy.
And like, my friends were like, no, I don't want to see it. And it's like, but it's the chick from Saved by the Bell. You get to see all of it. And like, no, we're going to see Hackers.
I would have been in there.
So we saw Hackers instead. Now, I could be mixing up. We may have just been talking about Showgirls, and it could have been, I don't know, too long.
The timelines match up.
Yeah, I'm not 100%. You know, it could have been another movie that they didn't want to see, or we were just talking about it in general. But I was so excited to see Showgirls because, like, you watch Saved by the Bell, and everybody loves Tiffany Amber Thiessen. She's gorgeous.
Yeah,
she's perfect.
That's who I always.
She's the pretty one, and Jessie, no, she's the uptight dweeb. But you take her out of that show, and you realize like, oh no, she's a very beautiful like she's beautiful in the show. I just
didn't realize
you didn't realize it because you had fucking Lisa Turtle and Kelly Kapowski, and it was hard to look at the third one. But. Yeah, very excited. Didn't get to see it in theaters, though. Saw it years later and went like, oh, this movie sucks.
It does.
It's not a great movie, but it is a fun watch.
And it is like just a crazy cultural like moment, I think, that since I didn't live through it, I'm still amazed that she made that choice.
That story was me to flex that I saw.
That's awesome.
No, what's it called? Hackers in theaters.
That's awesome.
Yeah. and then watching that and going like, oh, Angelina Jolie shows her boobs in this. Okay, well, I guess that's good. We didn't know who Angelina Jolie was at that time, but it was like, that girl's pretty. Oh, cool, she shows her boobs. And then I think we rented Cyborg 2 because there was a Blockbuster right there. And she's like the lead in that. And I was like, I think that's the chick from that movie we just saw. Maybe she shows some boobs in that too. Because that was the whole thing. Like, you rent movies because there may be boobs in it. It didn't matter if the movie was good. It was just like, what had the most nudity in it? And you had to judge by the cover.
That's amazing.
14-year-old Ben.
Since you only have one more thing.
Yeah.
I'll just, another 2 quick movies that I watched because I don't want to talk about them that much. Chainsaw Man that came out this week. You still haven't gone? Because I know Steve watched the show, so I thought he might. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, my only complaint with the show was that it is a little like overly sexual, like especially a little uncomfortable with the ages of some of the characters. Not that that's new to anime, but but I was okay with it in the show. And the only other complaint I really had with the show, other than it's just extraordinary weirdness, is that some of the CGI like animation that they kind of use for like his chainsaw transformation at times, it doesn't look like terrible, but it's not the best. Anyway, movie, definitely that fan servicey stuff toned down a bit. It's a little slow to start, maybe like the first 35 minutes, 40 minutes or so, but they're still entertaining. It's slow as in there's not a ton of action, but it's still entertaining, especially if you like the little like flirtatious this and that kind of stuff. Animation, huge jump up, but you don't really notice it until the action starts, and when this movie gets going, it is fucking insane.
Is it 4 hours long like Demon Slayer?
Hour and 40, I think.
Okay.
Yeah. It's maybe an hour 45. It reminds me of Jujutsu Kaisen 0, the movie, in that like the finale of it is just has me cheesing, like just grinning, like it's just the spectacle of it. The animation is so crazy. Dude's chainsaw arms, chainsaw head, riding on like a street shark looking thing in a tornado, and then jumping on the rocks in the tornado. To like,
is it that like every inanimate object has like a demon inside of it or something?
It's like no, like there are demons out there, devils. There are devils out there, and there's like we hunt them, like certain people hunt them. He is a person that like a devil died and made a pact with him, and like is in his heart, like lives inside of him. That's one cool thing about the show is like the people that like hunt the devil, the bad devils, they make deals with like other devils, like these bargains, and they'll like, half my lifespan for I can use one of your abilities and that kind of stuff. And I think that's cool, and I can tell they're going to dive into that more. So, but yeah, movie is just pure fun. I gave it an 8.5, but like the more I think back on it, I think I'm just being a little harsh because I hate giving movies 9s and ups. It's just like that movie was not a 9 or a 10, but it's pretty great. I had a really good time with it, so it's one of my favorites of the year.
Cool, awesome.
And one other thing did you want to say something about?
No, okay, cool.
I watched a movie.
Oh, I will say one thing. My coworker, I work with a lot of Hispanic people who don't speak any English. He's my translator. He took a half day on Friday so he can go see it with his friends.
Nice.
Didn't really affect the work at all, but I did have to try to like, do my best with conveying information.
All for Chainsaw Man.
Yeah, all for Chainsaw Man.
It's funny. I've seen a lot of people posting like, "I'm in a theater empty. No one's coming to see this," but everyone went and saw Demon Slayer. It's like you can't even compare the two franchises.
Yeah.
Like, Demon Slayer's been on for a while and huge for a while. Chainsaw Man ended in 2022 and has had nothing since. And it was only
only that one season,
and it's only 12 episodes.
Oh wow!
People have like forgotten about it. You can't even like compare the two.
Yeah,
but it's not doing bad. It's going to be number 1 this weekend. It's just not going to do Demon Slayer numbers.
Sure.
So. But I'm surprised because I was in the first show you could possibly go to at our local theater, but there was plenty of people in there. So.
Okay, cool.
And the other thing I watched was a Netflix movie called KO. It's been on my list for a while. It's UFC fighter Cyril Gane is in it, who fought this weekend. "Quote unquote fought." He didn't barely fought, but I'm not going to talk about that. Yesterday was, but we're not talking about UFC. Anyway, he was in it in the movie. Came out last year. Kept forgetting about it. Him fighting this weekend reminded me to watch it, so I watched it. It's pretty fun. It's just really simple. He's an MMA fighter in the movie. He ends up killing this guy in the octagon on accident, and then just like the trauma of having to like the deal with that, and the son and the wife of it, like kind of he ends up being a recluse. He doesn't fight again.
Okay.
The kid gets into some trouble years later, and the mom comes and finds him, and like, "You owe us. Can you help come find him? He's,
you took his father, now you gotta be his father."
Kid's like targeted by some like big drug people because he saw a murder. Very typical stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, reminded me a little bit of like the Walking Tall era of movies. I know that's a remake, but like the 2000s movie, just a big dude beating up people, and it's short. And
is it bloody at all, or just good choreography?
There's some good blood.
Okay.
It's not even like super. It's more MMA choreography. Like, it's realistic. I feel like, other than him throwing some people around, like, which actually that's realistic. Dude's huge. He gets hit a lot. I like that. It's not like he's like a one-man army.
But he's not ripping arms off or anything like that.
No, but one guy does get two bikes.
Oh.
Yeah, and they rip him apart to make a point. And I was like, damn, they showed that whole thing. That was cool.
Nice.
Yeah, it's French. I forgot to say that, so it is in subtitles. He's French. He's real big in France, actually. But
and it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
Called KO.
KO, yeah. Okay. Not saying it's great. I'd probably give it like a 6 out of 10.
Yeah, because you like fighting movies.
Yeah, I had a good time with it. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. My last thing is I read a book called Stolen Tongues by Felix Blackwell. I only grabbed this because I saw kind of almost in the same day, relatively soon after each other on TikTok, of people saying, "Damn, this book scared the shit out of me. I kind of had to put it down and collect myself and then jump back into it." Like, great. I love a good scare. And I think it didn't work for me because it is audio. Since I did the audiobook version, you lose something of your imagination when you do it. So there's like a couple in a cabin, and there's like a thing in the woods that's taunting them, walking around the house, speaking in any other voices. Like him and his girlfriend are standing there, and she it sounds like her dad on the other side of the door. And then it actually sounds like the dude. And like, what the fuck? What is this thing? And she's having nightmares. She's had these issues ever since she was a kid. It's like this thing is talking to her in her sleep to try to like get information out of her. And it's they have to contact some native people about, you know, what it is, and it follows them back home and blah blah blah. I think it didn't work for me and it wasn't as scary because the person reading it had to kind of do these spooky sounding like, oh, now the voice is like a little child singing a little fairy tale. But this adult is doing this child's voice singing this song. And it's like, that wasn't scary. That's kind of stupid. And in your own head, you could manipulate the voice to sound however you think. And it just came off just meh, kind of hokey. Yeah. And then by the end of it, I don't think the resolution was all that good. It just felt like we don't really know what this thing is. We don't really have a name for it in native culture, and it's kind of like this thing, but how do you get rid of it? I don't know. Well, why did this stuff happen? Who knows? It's a weird it's a monster thing, but it does actually like physically exist, and it breaks in and attacks him, but it also feels like it can melt into the shadows, so it feels like there's not enough defined lore to understand what it is, and then maybe that's part of how scary it is it is undefined, but it just doesn't come off very scary in an audiobook form. So sorry, that's on me. Maybe the book is great, but I'm gonna have to give it a thumbs down.
You had me at first. It sounded pretty cool.
Yeah. But it gets really repetitive. It's just like every night this thing comes out, and I have to stop my girlfriend from sleepwalking, and it's taunting me. And in the morning we feel better. Then at night it's taunting us again and again, and it goes on and on. And the book takes place over like months, and it's like night after night, and it's like, let's get going. Let's do something else besides the same thing.
That was also an interesting point, though. I never thought of that, like, because I'm not I'm not an audiobook person, but I never thought of like how different ways a book would be effective to you, and when you're thinking and hearing it different in your own head, other than listening to like, you know, Amelia Clark or something. Narrate.
That was the hard part of listening to the Game of Thrones books. Was it was this old fucking dude trying to do Arya Stark and Sansa and, you know, every woman, every man, and this old dude, his range is only so good. And then from book to book, he got like worse because he was getting older, and so so they just like, I'm Arya Stark and I'm here for Winterfell, and like, oh my god, this is awful. But then other audiobooks, you have a whole cast, and they'll put in music. Yeah, I was just gonna say that stuff. That's the budget. They got really budgets for those. There's even the ones I hear that the most are like comic book ones, and it'll be Batman, and you'll he threw his batarang, and then you'll hear.
Oh, you just reminded me of something that I should have said earlier when you were talking about news and stuff. I wanted to ask both of you guys, because you said something about superheroes. Have you heard or seen Dispatch, the game?
Yeah, I know of it.
Okay. Did we talk about this already?
I don't think so.
Okay. It looks really cool. It's similar to like the Telltale games. Okay. It's like a visual, but it looks like a little more interactive, I want to say. There's like a trailer that came out today. It looks a little more interactive than like a visual novel. But coming out like in episodes, Aaron Paul is like the main voice. I think there was someone else that I recognized that was a big cast member. But it looks cool. Like it looks like an adult superhero. I don't know if it's a comedy. It kind of looks like a comedy, but also violent. I don't know. It looks cool. I thought maybe you guys would have seen that. But
you guys see the trailer for Mercy? It's Rebecca Ferguson and Chris Pratt. Working. I know, she really is. Chris Pratt. It's the AI judge one.
Yes, yes.
Oh my god, this movie.
That's a COVID movie.
Yeah, 100%. It's just like, hey, Rebecca Ferguson, can you sit in front of this computer and just read it? And it doesn't matter if your camera's bad, because you're going to be a giant face, and then Chris Pratt just has to sit in a chair, and they get one guy to circle him with a camera as he does all of his lines. Like, I like the concept of using Minority Report kind of technology to try to prove your innocence, but like, ooh, the AI will, determine if you're innocent or not. And like, ooh, I hope we're not. We need more like anti-AI stuff, and I hope it's not one of those like, oh, we should embrace it because see, look, he was guilty and the AI knew it. So the AI is a good guy, but I can't wait for that movie. It's going to be a huge turd. but that's like a January release. So
in theaters.
In theaters, yeah. At least for now.
When it comes to AI movies, you guys remember Eagle Eye?
Yeah,
Eagle Eye was fucking sweet, man.
Yeah.
Susan Sarandon is the voice of the.
Oh, was it?
I think it was Susan Sarandon. Yeah.
I just remember Michael Chiklis was like the one last good man, right?
Oh yeah,
he was saved because like he deserved to be president because he wasn't corrupt. And,
yep.
And that's what Eagle Eye was trying to do.
Michelle Monaghan, Billy Bob Thornton is like the FBI guy.
Shia LaBeouf.
Before he went crazy.
This guy, you brought up a vantage point over. Now you're talking about this. This guy's stuck in like mid-2000s.
Yeah.
Like
2008? Yeah. Deja Vu is fucking sweet. Deja Vu is great.
Look, they don't make movies like this anymore.
Y'all seen Tokyo Drift?
When I worked at Blockbuster, Deja Vu came out to rent, and everyone's like, I need something to watch. Deja Vu was my go-to.
Cool movie.
It was like that and Pan's Labyrinth, and got a lot of people going, hey man, that Deja Vu is pretty good, and then people coming back going, you didn't tell me this was in Spanish, and you can't turn on English dub. Like,
you didn't tell me, you suck.
Yeah, like, it's a really good movie. I ain't reading shit. Like, okay, moron.
Yeah.
Also watch Push, starring Chris.
We've established that Push is pretty good. Yeah.
Speaking of mid to late 2000s.
Did you hear that Ayo Edebiri wrote a Barney movie for A24 being produced by the dude from Get Out, the dude that goes...
Is it going to be like a serious?
I think it's supposed to be like a serious take on Barney.
I'll take it.
I'd see it.
It's weird. Because I remember when I was in... there was going to be a Barney movie when I was in like junior high, and it never really happened. And then it turned out years later they were trying to get Trey Parker to direct a Barney movie, and he was just kind of like, no, I don't want to do this shit. This is stupid. Anywho, okay, so that's news at the tail. Yeah. Let's get to our main topic.
I have stuff.
Oh, you still have stuff? I thought you... Okay, let's go.
Unless you don't want to hear it.
I mean, it depends.
Okay. Well, one is just a recommendation I was going to throw at the end. You haven't watched Haunted Hotel yet? Haunted Hotel?
Haunted Hotel.
I told you about it a few weeks ago. It's like 10 episodes, animated. Will Forte. He's like...
Oh, no, I did not watch that.
You would...
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I know
What's
you watch
on?
plenty. It's on Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, it's over.
Actually, I haven't been watching jack shit lately.
I think you would like it.
Okay.
And I can just do this real quick. I told you already, I think I watched all the Nightmare on Elm Street movies.
Oh, yeah.
And I ranked them and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I only, I wanted to talk, what's your ranking of them?
Okay.
You haven't seen...
I've only seen the first one.
Okay.
So actually, no. I've only seen the James Earl Haley.
Jackie Earl Haley.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so it's been years. When my buddy worked at Hollywood Video, he would come home like, hey, I got the like part 1 and part 2 of Friday the 13th or whatever, and we were just going through the series because like we weren't sure if we had seen them all. I remember hating Freddy or Nightmare on Elm Street 2.
Yeah.
Just like, but in retrospect, there's been a lot of like reevaluation of that one.
Yeah.
So I'd like to rewatch it. But my favorite is New Nightmare. New Nightmare is the best. It's like that and Freddy vs. Jason are my two favorites.
Yeah.
I love like the first one's great, and like Dream Warriors is really good.
Yeah.
But then you have like Freddy's Dead and the Dream Child. It's like
Dream.
Some of them aren't great, but like I love Freddy, and so I'm down for whatever he has to do. But some of them have garbage makeup. Some of the makeup of him look really bad. Some of them have Roseanne Barr for some reason in it.
Yes, the 3D one.
So there's just some not great ones, but New Nightmare I think fucking kicks ass.
Okay. Yeah, I had New Nightmare as my favorite as well, but I didn't include
Freddy vs. Jason.
Yeah, but obviously, I mean that movie rules.
It's a classic.
Yeah, I had 2 as my least favorite as well. I just didn't like that movie. Like, I think other than 2, there's something enjoyable by every single one, even if none of them are like fantastic.
Sure.
But they're all super short too. I've always said this to you, like if it's really short, even if it's really bad, as long as it has a few moments, like I don't care that much. You're not overstaying your welcome, you know. One Dream Child, Dream Master, I think other than Freddy's Dead is the one that which most people hate the most, and the reboot. But I see a lot of hate for 4 and 5.
Which isn't 4 Dream Warriors, or is that 3? Okay,
3 is like
3 is considered like the best one.
3 is great. Only thing I like, I remember everything about 3, but one thing that I really remember about 3 is like this one kid, like I don't know if it's Freddy, I can't remember, but he keeps going through like nightmare sequences where like a nurse is like trying to have sex with her or something, and she like takes her clothes off, and he's like a little kid.
Yeah.
And all I could think of was like, damn, that lucky bastard, because she was like typical like late 80s, 90s body. Like women just were built different back then. Yeah. Like she just was so fun. But anyway.
The thing I remember from that one the most is the marionette. Of like pulling the guy's veins out and using him as a marionette. God. Oh, that's great.
That was awful.
Yeah.
Just thinking, I almost forgot about that. But 4 has, you'll probably remember this, like Freddy in one sequence, like he's eating like a pizza, or she's eating a pizza, and the pepperoni or the sausage on it is like little Freddy heads, and it's so disgusting looking, and like, I was reading people like that ruined sausage pizza for people for years.
and regardless of, especially once you hit like 3 and on, it's all about like what kind of weird shit is he going to do? Yeah. Like putting you in a roach motel, picking you up and slamming you into the TV.
Yeah.
You know, there's just a lot of fun bits with Freddy. So it doesn't matter if the movie sucks. It's like, how does he kill this person? Yeah. Oh, he does this really crazy thing? Cool. Good enough for me.
And that's why 5 is the one I think is the most underrated to me, because it's usually on the lower end for people.
Isn't 5 Dream Child?
Dream Master? Yes. Child is 4. I think 5 is Master.
6 is Dead.
Yes.
7 is New Nightmare.
Yeah. But 5 is when it gets very close to the 90s. I think it was like 89. It feels like a 90s movie. It's like ups the cheese, and like it's suddenly like this group that we're following feels very much like I Know What You Did Last Summer, kind of like. But I like that about it, because I like 90s horror movies and stuff. So. But it has my favorite kill of the whole series, where her boyfriend's like driving back. I can't remember if he's like on a motorcycle or he's in a truck. No, I think he's like in a truck. And like Freddy like ends up, it's like a really long one. He like ends up morphing him like into this like Tetsuo like metal man like motorcycle. And he's like, it's a long thing, and he's like morphing into it while driving, and he crashes. It's so fucking good. It's so cool.
Which one has Mega Freddy, where he's like played by like a real buff dude in a junkyard or something?
I think that's 6. The 3D Freddy. That's, people hate that one.
But man, when DVDs were coming out, they released the box set of all of them, and it came with 3D glasses for that.
This one still did. The one I got still has them in there.
And it was like all the spines was like the back of Freddy. It was this great thing, and I let a coworker borrow one of them because it was like, oh, I haven't seen this. So I let her borrow it.
Which part was it again?
I think it was like 5. It was somewhere right in the middle, like 4 or 5, and she borrowed it. And then got caught like the next day. She was a coworker. We worked at the mall. She got caught stealing at like the Sunglass Hut, and then got kicked out of the mall. She wasn't allowed to come back, so we had to fire her. And then she would never return my phone calls. I didn't have a car at the time, so I had this collection with a missing one, and I was never able to replace it. So when I was going through a purge one year, I sold the box set and like, hey, I'll sell it to you for $10, but it's missing one. And then I just bought those Walmart's like 4 movies on one. So I have those 2, and it's like, whatever, that's good enough.
Yeah.
I don't need the special editions, even though the ones you got, the steel books, are
it's
great looking.
People are, I mean, they look like some of them have been, a few more have been printed, but it was like really hard for people to get that thing. Like, that pre-order price guarantee thing is, for me, it's like just pre-order it. They don't charge you until it ships. If you change your mind, just change your mind. But like, get it locked in, because shit is selling out.
I need to do that, because I went to Walmart today because I was like, oh, you know what? Fantastic Four is out. Superman's out. I need to get Thunderbolts. I'm going to pick up some movies. There's like 1 copy of Superman DVD.
Which Walmart did you go to?
The one close to here.
Oh, yeah, you got it. Okay. It's the only one. These 2 were garbage.
And it was like a really bad picture of David Cornswet's face on it. It was so ugly, because I don't care if I get a DVD over
all
Blu-ray.
The covers for Superman sucked, except for that steelbook.
Yeah, and so, like, they had nothing. They had nothing available, and like, I really need to just get onto the pre-order. But sometimes when I see that $24.95 price,
but it goes down.
I know.
And then if you don't pre-order that much, just keep an eye on it. And then like if it's the night before and it didn't drop, never mind.
Yeah.
Like I had and you can cut all this. I had the Fantastic Four Steelbook, Amazon exclusive Steelbook pre-ordered, and it was at $75 when I.
Jesus Christ.
But I was like, there's no way it's gonna go down. I've seen it a million times. It goes down. And all it was the normal Steelbook, which is $45. but it had like a magnetic cover that you could put on. That was ugly. I like the regular cover better. And it came with like a mini comic. Who gives a fuck? Some art cards. Who gives a fuck? And that's it. And it was $75. And the night or two before, it didn't go down. And I was like, I'd already gotten the standard, so I was just like, I'm good. Yeah. I'm not. And it still is $75.
That's crazy.
I think Disney and Sony are getting really bad about that stuff.
And they know collecting is such a big thing now. People want the special exclusives. They don't have to make a million of them.
For that, it's great. Like I'll spend $75 on a big box set or something.
Sure.
But not.
Yeah, if it was like that, and then it came with the Roger Corman, the 2 Tim Story ones, Fanforstic. If it came with all that, like, okay, $75 is quote unquote justified.
Yeah.
But for
that Freddy set was $160, and that's like a premium giant steel set of 7 movies.
The steel books aren't even touching each other. Yeah. It's like, it's enormous. I don't like that because it takes up so much spot on their shelf, and that's all I'll see.
And I have other sets that are like my Superman set is like that.
And like you have so much stuff in some big sets where I think if your whole collection was out, it would blend in a bit better. Yeah. Whereas like me, I have the 2 shelves, and some things like I just look at every single time. Like this is the South Park DVD section because they're just so thick and all one color. And anywho, anything else?
I do. Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh yeah, Steve's here. Hey Steve, what's going on?
Yeah, just real quick, back to Freddy. Where in the timeline is Freddy Got Fingered? Because that's my favorite Freddy movie, and I think a lot of people just kind of forget about it in terms of the Freddy universe.
Yeah,
between 6 and 7.
Okay, got it. Moving on.
That's why he uses the knives, because he got fingered and was like, "Oh, I'm giving it back," so he put the knives on his fingers. Yeah.
Oh yeah, so I have one thing, and then we can talk about Shelby. I'll even let you guys mainly talk about Shelby, honestly, even though I did just get out of it.
Thank you for letting us talk on that topic.
Yeah, look. I'm the only one here that has more the free time, I guess, and I haven't seen you guys in a while. I will say, you guys were talking about Keanu last episode. I already told him this, but like you guys were saying like very one note, and he is, but like I can't believe he didn't say knock knock because he's.
Oh yeah,
and I just rewatched that. And I made him watch, because he'd seen it before, but I made him rewatch that the monologue.
The free pizza?
Yeah, because like I wanted to rewatch that movie to be like, all right, is it as good? I'd seen it that one time. I was super high.
I blinded by Ana de Armas?
Yeah. Exactly. Rewatch it. No, that movie's fucking great.
Yeah.
And I think it's the most underrated movie I can think of right now, because it has a like 12% audience score and like a 30 or like a 20% critics. I don't usually see audience scores lower than critics. That's mind blowing. That means normal people hated that movie more than critics. That's crazy to me. I love that movie.
Are they just like grossed out with the whole like she's wearing his daughter's underwear and stuff? Like, is that enough to make them go, I don't like this movie? Like, can't you see it for more than that?
I think it's like the most fucked up movie that has like no gore in it. Yeah. Literally, like I was telling him, and I'm not going to go into the scene, but it still drives me crazy. That fucking scene when they have him tied to the bed and his wife FaceTimes him and his pants are off and they're threatening to answer it from the angle of like his dick out is so. I was just like it's so like to even think of that.
They are so evil. It's like The Strangers, but horny, you know?
It really is like Horny Strangers. It's so good, though. And
Horny Strangers, that's a movie somewhere, right?
But, yeah, that monologue is insane. Yeah. From the second, like, his delivery of, like, you're gonna kill me. You're gonna fucking kill me. Yeah. Because I fucked him. Like it's so good.
And it's not a role that Keanu plays often. No, you know, he's either badass or dumbass, and or, like,
ass.
Just ass, no charisma at all. And so I forget about that movie.
I was watching the features on it too, and it was like they all could not believe that Keanu signed on. And when they did, it helped a lot with that movie getting made. Like when he signed on for that movie, everybody was like, oh, all right, this is moving now. And just so cool.
And if people want to cancel Eli Roth, that's cool. I don't give a shit about Eli Roth, but this is one of his good ones.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then last thing, I read a book as well.
Oh, okay.
Actually, I read 2 books, but I'm not going to talk about one of them. I read 107 Days, Kamala Harris's book.
Oh, okay.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great book. Like, I think it's like so obvious now that if she had more time, if Biden hadn't been so stubborn, she would have won.
Yep.
It was already like the closest race ever.
Well, it's like, oh, she would have won. Well, a lot of people say she did win, and there was tampering, and all that.
Could be. But it was with how razor thin it was, and you hear her in her words throughout so much of it. It's just like she's not critical of him, but she doesn't mince her opinions of Biden either. Like it's just really good. I love how it's written. It's like literally from the moment she finds out he's dropping and she has her 107 days, and it goes all the way till conceding, and it's in days, but like it's not written by chapter. It's like this day, the next day, and one day maybe not much of note didn't happen, so it's only like 6 paragraphs. But then the next one, a bunch of stuff happened. But all I'll really say is like my favorite, because I don't want to get too political, but I'll say my favorite thing about this book, or about my experience reading it, was I, like many people, I didn't know a lot about her, and I see now why. I haven't read this book. They really kept her out of the limelight until they couldn't anymore, until they had to use her. And I think
they got all their notoriety of having a female black vice president, and then like, okay, cool, that helped us win. Now get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, and like it's not like she wasn't doing anything. It's just they just weren't reporting about it. We're talking about
Same with Biden. Like he did a lot of stuff in his presidency, but it was just so hampered with he's old. Yeah. He's about to die any second. It's like, but look at all the good stuff. It doesn't matter. He's an old man.
Yeah, and one thing like she talks about a lot. She also just did an interview yesterday that I was watching earlier. One of the first she's done in a while. She did it with like BBC. It's like in the book and there, she talks about how much he like how much stuff that he just, if he would have just stopped, if he would have been honest with himself and everybody around him had been honest with him, and he didn't even endorse her right away either. Like there's just so much stuff. It's just like, why did it have to go this way?
You didn't even want to run after Obama.
Yeah.
And now you come in and lucky you that you won. But you said you wanted to be a one-term president. Like, why didn't you your entire 4 years prop her up?
Yeah.
You know, it's frustrating. I think the best thing that could have happened for the country is that Trump actually was assassinated, and then Biden was assassinated on the same day. They both were taken out, and then
the world's darkest day.
Because then we would be forced to be like, okay, we can't use either one of them. Now what are you going to do? Both sides, and then if it's fucking JD Vance versus Kamala, they don't have their leader anymore. Yeah. So, yeah, it's a shame.
Yeah, it's but like you were saying, his incompetence, his age and stuff was a big thing. She makes a good point. A lot of it's like, he was competent and experienced enough to lead still. Behind closed doors, the version they all saw was very different. The reason though is like it's a different kind of like energy and vigor that you need to have to campaign to be a president, especially if you're the standing president, because you have all of your, and you see how she had to deal with that as standing vice president while campaigning too. But anyway, my favorite thing about this book, and I'll be done with it, is that I didn't know that much about her before the debate. That was me and many people's big introduction to her, honestly. I mean, other people who are more political maybe, but for me, I remember watching that debate and be like, this is the most I've ever seen and heard of her, and there's no way I would not vote for her, just from that one thing. But I got to go through and rewatch or watch for the first time a lot of like big things that are mentioned in the book, that she mentions in the book, like her SNL, like SNL sketches about her, or when she was on SNL, the debate, like big moments that I get to behind the scenes, the behind the scenes, and then you get to go watch it, and that was really fun. It's really good. I mean, it's not going to be for everybody, obviously. But I was talking to my mom about it, and she couldn't care less. But like, very good book.
Oh well, is there a chapter where they talk about how much of a huge slut she was and how she only got into all of her positions by sleeping with her bosses? I'm like, ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, my
most competent female on the planet to be in this position and couldn't get it to a fucking rapist.
Crazy.
Yep. And, it's the end of the world because of it. So great. Yeah, we get to tear down half the White House. Everyone's poor, hungry, can't be fed. They're constantly lying about everything, even though we all know the truth. They can't stop help it but lying. And then for 10 days, we all thought he died. He had there was no tweets, no nothing, and it was just silent. Like, oh my God, he finally succumbed. And then nope, he's still here. I mean, yeah, he looks like shit, and he can't string 3 words together. But and then they're what's the fuck that fucking troll? Steve Bannon has been recently said, like, yeah, that's the game plan. 2028, he's gonna stay in office. We have means of doing it. We'll get it done. Like, just openly saying like how fucking evil and what
I mean, it's obvious that's what
they want to.
Yeah,
he's not gonna make it.
No, he's not gonna.
He's not gonna live through this presidency.
But that's almost scarier because, like, when all these people are old and they know they're gonna die and they have the power, it's like, all right, I'm gonna do everything.
I'm gonna do whatever
as fast as I can.
He needs to drop dead instantly. He needs to fall down the stairs. Like, he needs to slip in his own shit, fall down the stairs, and then just like get hit by lightning 6 times in a row. That's all I ask for. Yeah. On camera. It needs to be on camera. I need everybody to see his shitty diapered ass get shocked in the butt over and over again.
So Shelby Oaks, directed by Kristen.
Oh, all right. Okay, we can move on. I know. Steve is very politic phobic. He doesn't.
That's not true.
He doesn't want to say anything that makes him look bad. I don't care. Kill the president. Fuck that guy. The whole Republican Party can, get eaten by sharks. I don't give a fuck. Fuck them. They're evil monsters. All right. Hey,
speaking
Steve,
of evil monsters.
Yeah, great segue. Steve, we saw Shelby Oaks. What is it about?
Shelby Oaks, written and directed by Chris Stuckman. This is a story about a woman who searches for her sister who has been missing for 5 years. And while she's searching for new clues have come out and leads her down a path to was there something more to the abduction? Is there a more sinister paranormal effect on her investigation?
Yeah, because she was a TV host, a YouTube host, and a paranormal investigation. They all went missing, but then 3 of them show up dead. Mm-hmm. Now you say 5 years. But I swore at one point they say it's been 12 years.
Oh, was it 12? I don't remember.
No, it was. Hang on. It was. I think it was 12 years total, and then
5 years when the bodies show up.
Yeah, I think it was something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Gotcha. My apologies.
All right. Cool. I have a lot of questions about this movie because some of the plot stuff doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me.
Well, before we do all that, Ben, what'd you think about this movie?
I was into it for that first half hour when it's kind of the mockumentary, the found footage, and then it does the switch, which I think is like kind of I don't want to say brave, but a risky thing to do is to kind of change your whole format, after the first act, and then we get into like just your normal standard horror. I don't know if it works. I liked it and I was into it, but then as the story was going on, I cared less and less, and I think maybe either one or the other,
Yeah.
But by the end, it's a movie. It's not a huge piece of shit, but it's nothing amazing. There's a couple of good scares. Demon man standing behind you, glowing eyes, the dog in the woods and stuff. Like, I think it's really well made. I think he has a good eye for composition, and I think it has some good pacing and good editing. But I don't really care too much about the bigger story.
Yeah. I'm pretty much in the same wheelhouse. I think there is some effective sequences in this movie. Like, I think he's seen all the horror movies. I think my biggest problem with this movie is it just feels like a mismatch of all the horror movies that he's seen.
Yes.
And like, I have no problem with like a movie doing like an homage here or like taking inspiration from here, but it's like you take inspiration from one thing and then you like subvert the story or the genre or whatever with that thing you're taking inspiration from. But this was just like, all right, well, this part of the movie is Hereditary. This part of the movie is
Blair Witch.
This part of the movie is The Ring. This part of the movie is Sinister or whatever it is. And it's not that he like does a bad job taking from those things. It's just it just felt like I was getting a bunch of different movies, and I just kind of wish it was more focused story wise. Because I think the main actress, I think she does a great performance. And I did like all the found footage stuff. I think that's an effective tool to tell a story and to get like genuine scares, because it kind of makes you feel like you're watching a fake movie, but something about it just feels more real.
Yes. But there's parts of when you watch Blair Witch and you're hearing all the stories of what she did, and then when you come to the end and that guy's standing in the corner and you understand that's what the witch did to, or that's what the person did to these little kids, and ooh, that's scary.
Mm-hmm.
And for this, she's like analyzing the video and going, oh my God, what's that behind her? And I'm looking at it like, is it a tree? Are you scared of the tree? Like, what am I supposed to be seeing? There are some times when, like, looking out the window and even the cop saying, like, I can't believe we didn't notice it. And you just see a figure with some horns out there, like, ooh, that's pretty creepy. But other times it's just broad daylight and like, that's just a dark smudge in the woods. It could be anything.
Yeah.
That didn't give me the heebie-jeebies.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things like, you go on Reddit and you see people post like photos like, oh, can you see this thing here? And it's like, well, yeah, I mean, I see why you would think that, but chances are like that's just like how a shadow hit, or like the leaves and branches like assembled their way in a certain position to like make it look like someone's standing there, or like it's two eyes. It's just a trick of the
that's
the
a possum in the woods. That's why you're seeing the shine of the eyes, and that branch, that scary hand, that's just a branch.
Yeah.
But I like that. Like, what was that? The dream house, shadow house, something with, it's not Rebecca Ferguson. It's she was in Iron Man 3.
I know what you're talking about.
The Night House.
The Night House, where like you're looking at something like, oh my God, is that someone standing there? And then the camera moves perspective a little, and it's like, nope, everything just kind of lined up to look like that. And like, ooh, that's really effective. Just a spooky hand in the shadow, and then you shine a flashlight, and it's a branch. Yeah, not as scary.
Yeah. So, Chris Stuckman.
Yeah.
Were you a fan of his YouTube channel reviews? Did you appreciate his commentary?
Like, he would always pop up when I would try to like just. I remember looking up something. It was like for the Mortal Kombat movie, and I wanted to find something, and I found Good Bad Flicks, great channel, and they did a big chunk of it. Or a big video on it. And then he would pop up like, oh, this guy did a Mortal Kombat review as well. I guess I'll watch it. Because this stuff is always relatively short. During Halloween, he always had his hilariosity videos where he watched really bad movies and make fun of them. I really like those. Kind of turn you on to movies that maybe you don't know. But then once he started making this film, and said, I'm no longer going to review bad movies because I know how hard it is to make a movie, and, maybe it's unfair for that criticism. Okay, I don't care anymore. I don't want to just hear about the things you like. I want to hear the things you don't like and why. So I have skipped a lot of his reviews, especially seeing some of them are like 3 minutes long, and I know he's not going to talk shit on anything. And then there's an ad for BetterHelp in the middle of it. Like, okay, he's going to go like, wow, this was a really good feature and I liked XYZ, and boom, that's it. Like, it's so minimal that I just don't care about his opinion anymore. But I am envious of him. He's been doing his shit for like 15 years, and now he gets to make movies with Mike Flanagan. That's great. That's amazing. And this is a good stepping stone. And if he gets to make more stuff, cool. Did he come out of the gate like an Eggers or an Ari Aster? Absolutely not. But it'll at least help him do more, and I'll give anybody applause for that.
Yeah. I mean, I was never one to. I mean, obviously grew up in the like Rotten Tomatoes generation and all that stuff, and YouTube generation, and but I never really followed a reviewer. But something about Stuckman kind of like, I think, just pushed through the zeitgeist or whatever you want to call it. So he was like the only person I would watch reviews for.
Yeah. Like, I don't like Jeremy Johns. I don't like that guy.
I mean, I've seen a couple of Jeremy John videos, but Stuckman always struck me as someone who like was really into the.
You're stuck with Stuckman, huh?
Yeah, stuck with Stuckman.
Stuckmanized.
Oh god, I have to turn off if I watch any of those. I have to turn it off before he says "get Stuckmanized." It's the most embarrassing thing. I can't believe he's stuck with that after all these years.
It worked for him,
I guess.
But I watched a lot of his videos and I enjoyed his commentary on things, and I usually agreed with a lot of what he said. I'm in the same boat where like him kind of like just being nice to everybody, I get, and it's fine. But you do kind of lose, like, if you're a critic and you're not critiquing everything. And it's like, well, then you're not really a critic anymore. You're just going like, here's a thing I like. Yeah. So, but regardless, I think it's great that he got to make this movie. I think he needs to work on story and script because I wasn't really invested in anything too much. Like at the beginning, like when it's all the found footage stuff and the mystery, where'd she go, what's the bigger thing, like, you know, that's the kind of stuff that's like, okay, I'm into this, like what's going to be the thing, and then just for it to be cult stuff at the end.
Cult of one.
It
was a cult of two, but she sent her son to go kill himself, I guess. I don't understand that. Can we take a pause?
Well, yeah.
So this lady who wants to put a demon baby inside her sister to be birthed, okay, that's fine, that's normal.
She had her son rape her to get a baby, who then she would do a ritual to put the demon in.
And so it's taken 12 years for them to conceive. You know, she's been stuck in this house.
I thought weren't they like killing the baby? Like, wasn't she having multiple babies?
Oh, was she?
So that's actually probably one of my favorite sequences in the movie.
Yeah, that was fun.
When so we're skipping way ahead. At one point she gets to this like creepy old woman in the woods house who I remember, I've seen that actress before. I can't remember where, but she's great.
Definitely couldn't see her at first. I was like,
but after she, like, the lady walks into their room, she's like flipping through the book and sees her sister and sees that it's kind of like, you know, True Detective, like, you know, wearing the horns in the woods, and her sister's pregnant, and over and over again.
Okay.
Like, they're taking pictures of like the graves, which is what those like symbols were in the ground. So it's just like stillborn babies that I don't know if she killed or just like didn't birth
they didn't survive.
Or like didn't survive the ritual or whatever it was. But yeah, I thought that sequence of her flipping through the book was pretty effective.
So then,
but you say whatever it was. What was it? Like, why were they killing all those babies? Like, why were they all dying?
No, we can say like maybe the sister was. Once she started getting pregnant, maybe she's punching herself in the gut to have a miscarriage. And so it's like, I'm not going to let them have a baby. And then maybe by the time they get to the last one, like, hey, maybe we should start chaining her up for this. You know, we don't know why. Or it could be the bad sperm is so bad that it's rotted as it gets to her and makes a stillborn baby, and this has been the only time. But you think after like 12 years, 5 years, however long it is, they'd start kidnapping someone else. It's like, this one is not giving you the babies you need. Chuck her down a well and get a new one.
But then you have the thing of the ending, which will just go, it's just like it's Tyrion, which is a silly name for a demon, I think. Sounds more like a basketball player.
Like, every time you said that word, I was like, nobody says it.
But it's like, oh, Tyrion's finally got what he's always wanted. The other sister.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that about?
What's that?
Yeah. So it's like, are you going to take over the church from old lady, and now older sister is now going to...
Yeah, so this is like where the movie like just really lost me. It's like, I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Like, I get it's occult stuff, but it's like I don't know who this demon is. It's like, okay, they just worship a demon. Like, you look at Hereditary. It's been a while since I've seen it, but they just worship what's the thing's name? Paimon. Yeah, but they don't explain like why they worship him, or it's just a trickster god or whatever the fuck. It doesn't really matter. But it's like, yeah, it's just this one lady and her son, and they're just like creepy old fucks in the woods who are specifically targeting this girl. But why? Because the demon wants her. But then you get to the end where it's like, okay, so the demon is like, hey, take this girl, rape her for 12 years, give birth to a baby. That doesn't really matter because you're gonna die, so the trauma of that will let me take over your sister. But what's special about the other sister? Like, what the fuck is the grand plan here? Like, it doesn't make any goddamn sense.
And what if the younger sister never got into this sort of paranormal investigating? They would have never gone to Shelby Oaks and investigated those, so then they would have never been able to grab her.
And I mean, I could get where it's like, oh, my sister has always had like the gift of like, okay, so that is the demon going like, this is my
this is where you
But like, what establishes that he's after the older sister
wow.
at all. It's just like, oh, well, we say it early in the movie where she goes into the bed and she stays with her sister and she like looks out the window and the demon's there and it's like, I never told anybody. It's like, okay, well then that demon should fucking haunt her. Like,
why?
If the demon can show himself to both of them, then just
but then tortures one of them with like bad nightmares and stuff, but not the other. Maybe he can't be in two places at once. Who knows?
I don't know.
But it seemed like he possessed her at the end too, right? And okay, what's the baby for then?
I don't know. It's like, okay, is it under the guise of now you are going to raise this kid who is the Antichrist, we'll say, because since we don't know its actual lore, and now the demon could hide in plain sight and raise this baby and it's going to take over the world. Okay.
I don't think the movie says anything.
It doesn't say it, no. And then, the old lady, her son is possessed in some way. There's something fucked up about him because when he goes to the prison, they say the prison starts like degrading just because of his presence. Like he's an evil spirit.
And the town
in general. Yeah. And so then he goes and winds up at the door of the older sister and says, she finally let me go, and blows his brains out. So did the demon make him go do that to be like, hey, we're going to give you the tape to put you on the path so you can investigate your sister so then we could eventually get you? But if that's the case, then if he was actually free from her, would he even know what the fuck's going on? Like, it just doesn't make any sense why he would show up and do that and not say, hey, this is what's going on. Here's the evidence. Boom. Then kill himself. It's just so...
There's too many questions.
Mm-hmm. But that end, I would like, by this time, I'm just kind of like, whatever. I don't really like this whole demon thing. Even though when they leave that basement and it's standing right behind them, that's the amazing shot. Yep. Very, very spooky. But then it gets to a point where she's going to smother the baby and then gets flung out the window and then dogs out of nowhere eat her. I was the only one in my theater, but I was laughing at that point. It was so silly. And so it ends on a note of just like, okay, that was kind of too hokey and stupid and unexplained. It's just...
Yeah, like all the times where it's like trying to explain something, it's just like so fast and just go with it. Because like really her research into the demon lore, which is like the classic montage of just like, I gotta go to the library and I'm looking through these old newspapers on this computer that I don't even know if those fucking exist anymore. Like I've been to libraries. I don't know if it's just like...
I think they're all just like on the cloud now. They would just scan all those old newspapers and get rid of them.
I don't know if those things exist. I've never seen one, but I've also never been like, where's your haunted computer section or whatever that you want to call it.
Well, it did take place. It did take place years ago. It wasn't like modern.
Did it?
Yeah, she said.
I mean,
she says at one point, like when they started a YouTube channel, that YouTube had just started, and then there's even a montage where they're.
But the older sister is looking through stuff and like printing out old newspapers and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you're saying because there's a time jump between when she started the YouTube channel and so now the.
Yeah, I mean it's been years since that.
I'm saying, but I think like. I think it's like late or early 2000s is when it takes place, right?
I figured it was just modern.
Yeah. Well, there's even a scene where they're like talking about the YouTube channel when they first went missing, and everybody's commenting about it on MySpace.
Okay.
Sure, but
then so now she's been gone for 12 years.
Yeah, and then YouTube started in 2005.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so if it was 12 years later, we're talking 2017.
Okay. I see
so it's like it's not that far behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was like crazy old looking computers.
Well, and then it's just like it was like microfiche things that like if you were in it, you would be using these sort of things. Like if it was more modern, it would just be a click away. She's actually like scanning things and it's like you just got to put that in. It's just like the talk with Keith David. Really a scene that was kind of pointless. It's like in Sinister talking to Vincent D'Onofrio. Mm-hmm. Like you just need that scene of someone to be able to go, huh? And they could zoom in on a word and it says like, I don't know, cult or whatever.
Well, yeah, but that's what I was getting at. Is just she had that one book that she found, like the Necronomicon or whatever the fuck it was, and just there's just one page where she's looking at a dog. It says hellhounds. It's like, okay, so I understand that these dogs are hellhounds from hell, but like, I guess they're like harbingers of Tarian. but like, are they doing his bidding? Like, what purpose do these dogs really serve? So it's just like, it's kind of there to freak you out and then eat the sister at the end. But like, I don't know.
I wish we'd seen a shot of him like holding like 4 of them on a leash, and he had this like Hound of Anubis or like Cerberus thing or something. Like, I don't know.
Oh, that would have been a cool shot if it was like 3 dogs heads. It looks like one, and then they run and split off.
Sure,
that'd have been sweet.
I thought something like that was coming just based on some of the words it was like showing us in that sequence.
You know, you have the investigators checking out Shelby Oaks, and they're hearing dogs barking, like, hey, let's get out of here. And they try to go back to their car, and then there's dogs just standing there, just giving them the scary eyes, like, okay.
Especially if they were actually standing.
Like on their hind legs. And they're like doing punching their hands in the face. One's holding up like a gun, like holding up his shirt to show a gun. But it's like little things of like, okay, well, let's stay here and wait until morning, and then the dogs will clear out. And it's just, or if the town had still a little more life in it, you had other people to talk to. It's just this empty, abandoned town.
I was surprised they were so scared too when that was all happening at that house in Shelby Oaks, because like they had dealt with all this stuff for many other episodes.
Yeah,
supposedly it was all real, but they were all like hearing howling and stuff. Like, well, we gotta go. Like, isn't this what you guys have been doing?
Yeah. Or, you know, the older sister, when she's doing this investigation, she's discovering the bodies of the other people. And like, oh, I'm on the path. And the cops are going, it's weird that we couldn't find anything, but you have found all 3 of those bodies in the last 3 days. And they start suspecting her. It just feels like there could be a better movie here. And it's
for sure.
It's just devoid of simple storytelling things.
Pieces of all these other, Actually, to me, this movie felt like some of the movies he said, but this movie to me felt like Hereditary mixed with Longlegs, actually.
Okay.
Just with way less budget and also like a budget Carrie Coon leading the movie.
Carrie Coon would have been great.
She looks like Carrie Coon, I think, the lead in this movie. I
can see it.
Okay.
I definitely thought it was her when I first saw the trailer.
I think that the lead needed someone to bounce off of, because it was really just like her show this entire movie.
Husband.
She has a husband that like is in a scene going like, babe, you're crazy, and then comes back at the end and just like, oh, I guess you weren't all that crazy. Yeah. But like, he should have been along for the ride. Yeah. Like, he should have been kind of like, babe, this is ridiculous, or this is too dangerous. Like, not that, you know, I know that character can be kind of like not fun, but it maybe could have lent for some comedy, or like see him kind of go like, oh, maybe there is something to
Becomes
this.
A believer by
Becomes
the
a
end.
believer. You know, she starts doubting herself because like, how could these demons be real? Am I going crazy? Like, it's, you know, it's a common trope, but at least gives her someone to interact with, because like, she doesn't have anyone to interact with unless it's the demon, or the crazy lady, or her sister who is already crazy. Like, we don't see her like build a relationship with her sister, or why she's so. I mean, I get it. She's your sister. You love her. That's all.
Family.
That's theoretically the only motivation you need. Yeah. But like, I want to, you know, believe that this chase is worth it. And then when you finally find her and her sister's like so fucking gone, and it's like, okay, well, like, now I'm glad she's dead. But it's just, there's no one for her to act with other than like the horrors that she's seeing. So there's no like levity or like hope in it. It's all just I think, not that it needed comedy, but it just needed to be like a little bit more fun. What I appreciate is that it's like 90 minutes, and I'd say it's like a super tight 90 minutes. Like,
it flew.
My movie started, and then I was like, oh, I'm gonna get out of here at 10 o'clock. It was 9 o'clock when I left. I was like, this movie started at 7:50. How is this possible?
A thing that stands out for me with the husband, like, the dude kills himself. She takes the tape. Cops come, deal with all that, and she watches the tape, tells her husband about it, and like, take a shower. You are covered in this man's blood.
That too.
You would I know this is a crucial piece of evidence. The husband would at least say, babe, you got a man's brains all over you. Go get in the shower, you know? So that was funny. Yeah. And then when she's in the prison, and then a dog does a jump scare, or a dog's at the end, there's a hand that comes down and grabs the dog.
Yeah.
Whose hand is that?
Tyrion's.
It looked like a human. It looked flesh. I mean, it looked...
Tyrion's human-esque. It's just he's got like the...
Was it black?
Yeah, it was still dark, right?
Yeah. It was like demon arm.
Oh,
I think there was like even like
tattoos on it.
See,
I think there was like even like a weird like bone jutting out or something like that.
It was real quick. Flashing back, it was like like, oh, that's the dude who killed himself. Wait a minute, how's that possible? Because I thought it was a white guy's arm, but maybe I'm just but see, that would have been a nice shot. You know, you said like him with the dogs on the leash at the end of the walkway, just in the shadows. That'd been great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My problem with that scene, and whatever, because you're on a time constraint and you need to get evidence as soon as possible. It's like she watches this horror, or she gets this info. It's like, oh, I need to go to the prison. So she leaves her house at like, I assume midnight. 10 p.m. midnight to like drive to this prison and like search this place by herself. Wait till fucking daylight, girl. Like, why do you need to go here at nighttime? There's like,
been missing for 5 years. One more day.
Yeah, a couple more hours, whatever. Because if I'm investigating like who I believe is a fucking demon, then it's like I'm at least bringing somebody with me, and I'm going to this thing at daytime. There's no reason to go at night.
Yeah,
it's crazy work. That's when the demons come out.
Yeah, so I gave this a C+, and I'm maybe rethinking that. It's like C because it's a pretty average movie. You could watch a ton of horror movies on Tubi and get this kind of level of storytelling, but I do think some of those shots, like that basement shot, is very well done, and the acting is good. I found everyone believable. So, okay, C+ is fine. It doesn't deserve to get kicked, but it doesn't really deserve praise.
Yeah. I'm going to go C-, because I don't think I really enjoyed this movie all that much, even though there are things that I respect about it, and I appreciate, this is his first feature, and a lot of people's first features are either like, they are way worse than this.
Yeah.
And
so I District 9,
Yeah. And that's kind of the thing. It's just like sometimes you have a first-time director, it's like their passion project. And I think especially since like he was like his religious background and like how he got out of there. I was hoping there'd be like this would be like a more personal story. Yes. And I think he like definitely like leaned into that, but not nearly enough. Like I thought like maybe he could have like a really interesting, cool perspective and like make this movie like more religious. Yeah. Versus just kind of like throwing it into the back 30, 40 minutes or whatever. And not really like expanding enough onto it. Like especially since the only members of this, I assume it's a cult, are just these two people that we see, and one of them dies in 20 minutes into the movie. Yeah. So it's just like, what is this thing? You look at something like Together, which I enjoyed, where you only really ever saw they only ever interacted with one person from the cult. Yeah. But like there was video evidence of like a bigger conspiracy and like more people like, oh, this was an active thing that went on for like decades or whatever.
And I think that movie, you could have probably taken some of that stuff out and I think it would still work. Crazy magic, water in the ground. Why does it do it? Who cares? Sure. And it would work. Where this, if you had that a little bit of explanation in it, you wouldn't say, oh, you probably could have taken that out and it would work still. You need it and it's just not there.
Yeah, or like if he's flipping through that book, you could see more members of the thing, and like maybe there's a photo in there of like other people who were taken, or maybe there's like, oh, the other members of the thing, they were killed as like a sacrifice thing. But now you can't use that because we know it's from that one guy. Yeah. It was just like, it just seems like silly. That's just these two people. Like, are they part of a bigger thing, or are they the first people to discover Tyrion? How did Tyrion convince them to like summon them? Is this like a thing that their family's always been a part of? You just get none of that.
Yeah, you get those shots of 50 people with a ravaged woman holding a baby. And then in another picture, there's only like 35 people. And then it's 20. And you see it's getting smaller and smaller because they're trying to do this thing to birth the Antichrist or whatever it is. But it's not working year after year, and the numbers are dwindling. And she's the last one. And it's just her and her son, and this is their last chance to try to get it out, and it happens to work. Like, okay, that's fine. But as of right now, it just seems like the one person knows about what this demon is all about and is right. Most cults are not correct in their thinking. It's just kind of weird that she's just one of one.
Yeah. So Chris Duckman, I think you have some talent, and I would happily see another thing you make. This isn't what I wanted from you.
Yeah.
But good on you for making a movie. I'm proud of you either way. I'm proud of anyone who makes a movie. Really.
Yeah.
Even though we shit on a bunch of them.
Yeah.
But that's what podcasts are for.
I would like
C-. I don't think I'll ever watch this thing again.
I'd like to see him maybe take someone else's work. Like M. Night Shyamalan has a problem with he only does his writing, and his writing sucks, and he doesn't use anybody to help him with that because it's his money. He does whatever he wants. Cool. Good on you. But I would like to see Stuckman, like now that he's part of the system, I could see the studio going, hey, we took a risk on you. Cool. Now you're going to make this movie or it's nothing. Or you're going to make this movie or 10 episodes of SVU. And so I'd like to see him do someone else's work that is maybe better written.
Yeah, I think if he's in the Flanagan camp and Flanagan has a show that he produces or that he's written, but he's like, okay, I'll direct the pilot and the finale.
And you get a couple episodes.
I'll get Stuckman to do an episode or two.
Yep.
Like I can see you going that route.
Sure. Yeah.
And I think that'd be totally fine. But yeah, I'm disappointed because I was kind of hoping. I was rooting for the guy.
Yeah,
in terms
it's been
of just
years. It's been done for a while now, and it's just like taking forever for it to finally come out. And I know they probably were like, well, let's just wait until Halloween. That's gonna be where it makes the most. Was this PG-13?
It was R.
It was R?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, she does get eaten by dogs at the end. Yeah.
But they drop a bunch of F-bombs and stuff.
Yeah. See, I don't even hear cussing unless it's
because our TV has it.
Yeah. It's like South Park can say shit and a couple of fucks and it doesn't get bleep. So, yeah. Nick, rating? Well, you're a 1 through 10 guy.
Yeah. You're both gonna roll your eyes, but I was thinking.
I give it a 7.
I would probably maybe a 6, maybe even a 5.5.
Okay. See, it's like for me, like a 5 is a C.
It's a little better than middle of the road.
Yeah,
I would say. So that's what I would.
Yeah, 6 I think is fine.
I agree with most of your guys' points. I don't have anything to add. I will say, to your point, you were just saying, or both of you really were just talking about Stuckman. I am extremely interested to see what he does next, actually, because when you were talking about studios taking a risk, I don't know how much they did. He had so much crowdfunding, Kickstarter for this movie. I don't know. I'd like to see the alternate universe if this movie ever got made, if he had no Kickstarter funding and if he had to try to get a studio to make it just with off his script.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it would have got made personally, but because I don't think the script is that strong, but I think with the funding and his backing that he got from his fans, it got made. So I'm very interested to see what he does next, what he's allowed to do next, what money he's given to do what he does next.
I did hear something like,
because it's not doing great in theaters. There was 2 people in my show.
Yeah, I was in a small screen that they were going to be able to make the movie with what he got, but once the distributor or whoever saw and had it, they gave him extra money to reshoot some stuff because he wanted to do like more blood and guts, but he didn't have the money for it. Okay. So I'm thinking it's like the dog scene, or like you get to see more of the demon before maybe it was completely in shadow. So they did give him some money to help it, but let's see what happens when he actually has 10 million to work with.
Yeah, I'm very interested. And
he'll be tapped for the next Marvel thing. That's what they do. They take
that'd be crazy.
Horror movies, and I wonder if he would do it though.
I think
you do it because
you take the big paycheck for the one, so then you can do your other passion.
Especially a Marvel movie. So much of it, like so many Marvel movies, they start shooting without a script. They don't have anything finalized, and they just kind of fix it in the end with CG. And like, even if you're not an action director, well, they already got that shit storyboard, and most of it's going to be computer effects. So you just got to shoot the people talking to each other or running down the street. So yeah, I bet he would take it.
Yeah. I mean, easy money. Yeah, like you look at, I don't know where I was going to go. I lost my train of thought. What was I going to say? Oh, I think Chris Stuckman also is kind of like just a little too, and it's not his fault. I think it's just a little too late in the game. It's like post-COVID world, and like the competition is like so fucking steep and hard the past like 5 years.
Sure.
It's like I was just about to say.
I think if this movie came out like 2017, 2018, he's like peak Stuckman. He's got his built-in audience or what. I mean, he still did or whatever when this came out. Not that he's like a huge name, but like
at least there is some sort of fanfare for it. I think they really could have kind of like marketed this movie better and just like, oh, a YouTuber is making their first movie, but like the YouTubers were the guys who made Bring Her Back and the other one, Talk to Me. And those movies, I mean, I like Talk to Me quite a bit. I kind of hated the other one, not because it was bad, but because it made me uncomfortable. Tough watch.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got Ari Aster, you got Eggers, you got.
Well, if it came out in 2017 too, we wouldn't have seen a lot of those movies that he pulled from too. So it probably would have been like, oh shit.
Sure. The Kreger, Jordan Peele, like all these guys, like kind of came. Osgood Perkins.
Which I was gonna say, the horror this year, we still even Keeper is still coming out, and that latest trailer for Keeper, oh my god,
it looks great. And then we have Frankenstein, we have The Bride.
Yeah.
I mean, that's Del Toro though.
Sure,
like, that one doesn't count.
Okay, sure, but it's like there's still stuff coming.
Yeah. So it's just it's a tough time. Like if you're coming out and this is like your first feature, like I think you really got to bring something.
True. Like there's
and it's like that's a tough thing. It's like it's like saying like, oh, I want to make a big action movie or whatever. It's like, but Spielberg is making the Jurassic Park this year or whatever. It's like sometimes you're just in tough competition, but like especially now, like.
In the year of weapons,
you gotta step it up, and this is just this is fine. Like if this had a smaller budget, this would just be on what's that streaming service for horror?
Shudder.
Shudder. Yeah, this could easily have been a Shudder movie.
Yeah. Well, there's like a YouTube team called it's the channel is called That's a Bad Idea. It's like Curry and Coop. They made a short, it's an hour long, but called Milk and Cereal that apparently is really good. They're getting a chance to do actual big movies. There's like an 18-year-old dude who's doing like a Backrooms movie. He's like one of the youngest guys get it. So like the up and coming young YouTube thing, I don't think will ever go away. They'll just be part of the next chunk. We got our Asters and our Eggers and our Osgood Perkins. Like they're one chunk for a couple of years, and then we've never said our last name, so gotta cut that out.
I could have been talking about Ed. Those could have been filler names.
Well, my battery's about to run out, so I think we've talked this enough. Any last words?
Wrap it up.
Making movies is hard.
Yep.
We couldn't have done any better. Good job, Chris Stuckman. But do better.
My final word is should have voted for Kamala.
So next week, what is next week? At first, I was like, Predator Badlands. No, that's 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
But I'll be back, and if you want, we could do the thing I've said from 30 times. Well, I'll tell you after.
Okay. Cryptic.
I just meant we could go see it in like 40X up where I.
Yeah.
Where I'm at.
That means you'd have to wait until the weekend because I work Monday through Friday, and I know a Thursday night showing is very tempting. Hey, I got a lot of PTO. I could call out.
What other movie would you do that for this year?
That's true. Yeah,
it's like the biggest.
Predators, awesome. But next week is Begonia.
So, are we getting that?
It looks like it.
Oh, I didn't think we were getting
or at least it's at.
Okay.
So we'll see.
And the mystery movie tomorrow, for anyone who does listen to this and cares, is Christy.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. All right. Well, the Sydney Sweeney boxing movie.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
I haven't decided if I'm going to go or not because it's really long.
Really?
Like 220, I think.
Yeah, that movie needs to have like a 98% or something on Rotten Tomatoes for me to be like, oh, man.
I'm hearing like good, not great. So.
Like better than Smashing Machine or Smashing Machine levels?
I think reviews so far early have been similar.
Okay.
So.
All right, I got to wrap it up before my thing goes dead. If you want to get in contact with us, we are at WRPL Podcast. We're on Instagram. Oh, yeah. WRPL Podcast at gmail.com. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Blue Sky. Once again, thanks, Nick. Thanks for coming.
Thanks, guys.
It's been a while. I'm Ben.
And I'm Steve.
And keep consuming.